So I wanted to have another little talk with you about aphantasia and us upgraded humans. Uh, Talk specifically about violence and uh, the way of the world it is now. Uh, there haven't been many tests on us. It's just a guess how many of us there are on this planet. It's just a guess how many of us realize we have it. Um, I think there are much more than people would want to believe because a lot of people don't really critique themselves or don't really look into whether or not they have images in their brain. So definitely there's more aphantasia people walking around than than there are guesses about how many aphantasia people there are out there. Upgraded people. I hate that word aphantasia. So if you have aphantasia and you don't know about it, it's quite possible that you are thinking that you have pictures in your brain. That when you close your eye, I mean, one of the easiest tests of aphantasia is close your eyes and you see darkness, um, or you see an image that your brain creates. And I can't imagine people that see an image, you would, you know, they think that there's some advantage, but obviously I've been talking in my videos about how it's a disadvantage. And we'll go into more on that in today's video. So, aphantasia people, we tend to react in the moment because we're living in the moment. I've said that before in the videos, but as far as anger goes, we do get angry, but I don't think we get angry to the level of acting like pickheads do. And the reason why is because uh, our senses that create the adrenaline in us, that create the anger, are based on a statement or based on an event that's seen, that's not replayed. If you have an anger problem, if you have anger issues, you know exactly how this works. It's an escalating problem. If you've argued with somebody who's determined, and you're determined, you know what escalation is. Starts out as a disagreement, then goes on to hurt feelings, then goes on to uh, a desire to win, then goes on to real anger, the desire to hurt somebody else. Us upgraded people don't experience that escalation because we don't have the image. If you were to say something that hurt my feelings or even hit me, I wouldn't have that image in my head. So the emotion behind it wanes very, very quickly. And I go back to having a normal life. But from my discussions with pickheads, something seen cannot be unseen. It's a trap. And that seen image that cannot be unseen is the basis for the escalation. All of you who experienced 9/11, you have the images in your head playing over and over again. I don't. I can look at 9/11 very logically. You look at it very, very emotionally, and with incredible amounts of anger because of that picture, because of that image. You might think that my way of thinking, that upgrade way of thinking, is sociopathic. It's not. It's simply the logical conclusion to a presented situation. The image that's put before my eyes gets processed logically. It's not a horror show that plays in a short loop in my head over and over again. When I'm in a grocery line checkout, something from my past, an image from my past, does not pop into my head. When I'm looking out over a peaceful landscape, I take in that landscape. I don't have an abusive relative or an abusive religious leader from my childhood, an image that pops back into my head. That's what I mean when I say we live in the moment. We live in the real world. The images of yesterday are processed. They're not categorized incorrectly. They're held in the right position. But the escalation from repetitive viewing of that image does not happen. People with aphantasia handle things better than pickheads. And a study of this needs to be done. I think you'll be very hard pressed to find someone with aphantasia who's killed somebody. I think you'll find it very hard pressed for somebody with aphantasia to be in the military. I think it's very hard for someone with aphantasia to be in the clergy, to be a religious leader. Because, I'll give you a good example. When I read the Bible. I didn't intake the images of my childhood, so I read it logically. The same with the Quran, the same with all the religions that I've studied, Zen, Taoism, all these. You can read the book and be logical if you have aphantasia. Otherwise, you're highly influenced by the pictures in your head. And that's just a guess. It's not scientific, because we are a oddity right now. People with aphantasia are just now starting to be studied in small groups, and no large survey has been done, no large group survey has been done. But I'm telling you, there is a big, big difference between pickheads and upgrades. And us upgrades, I think you'll find, as far as being human beings, we've got a real advantage. Not that pickheads are lesser human beings, it's just dealing with the pictures in your head is like, it's a torture. That's the best way to describe it. It's a torture that constantly haunts you. We aren't in torture. We have lives. We have human lives that we live without being caught in the prison in your mind, being subject to pictures every day. I really do pity pickheads. Not angry with them, just really feel sorry for them. It's a mental disability. It has a few advantages, but I would never, ever trade to have that kind of material popping up from my subconscious at any given moment. So that's my 2 cents worth. Love to see your comments in the below, and I will make more. Have a good day.